I started to stammer when I was 5 years old after experiencing a very stressful event when my mother's life was at risk. My stuttering came to an end after 13 years when I learned and realized that there is no such disease thanks to Snezhko Roman Alexeyevич's website. When I read the words, there is no such disease as stuttering. Stuttering is just a bad habit. I immediately remembered my school years, when while answering in class I would start to stutter, but then I would speak perfectly. And as it turned out, all was fine with my speech during all those years. What's interesting is that I would rarely had any trouble speaking when I was spending summers in my village, where I felt comfortable among friends. Very often I didn't have any problems with my speech in the beginning of a new school season, but the stuttering did come back during the school year, when my self-confidence was shaken. Unfortunately, I considered stammering to be a disease because doctors tried to cure it with drugs, and I trusted them, thinking they should know what they're doing. Because of that, I never thought deeply about what kind of an illness it is that is present right now, and then, literally in a moment, a person can speak just as perfectly as a newscaster on television, or even better. Having read Snezhko Roman Alexeyevич's website, everything had become clear. In 2007, Roman Alexeyevich had a website where he shared all his knowledge as is, without any payments. He only charged those people who couldn't completely understand his principles on their own, and wanted to visit him in person. I don't know how things are going now, but I was able to find a forum where someone posted a copy of the text I read back in 2007. I'll link the webpage in the description to this video. Roman Alexeyevich Snezhko also has a YouTube channel here. The main idea is that stuttering is nothing more than a stupor, happening when a person is trying to do several actions simultaneously with one organ, the brain in our case. Before starting to say anything, a person builds a clear thought in his mind, and as soon as he has it, he expresses it continuously by using his tongue. All the syllables are pronounced successively, and so are the words. Of course, when speaking, the person is focused on his speech organs, and therefore the part of the brain which is responsible for speech is active. The stupor occurs when the person starts thinking about something completely different, and at the same time tries to say the thought which is no longer in his mind, or which never even was in his mind, since the person never properly formed the idea he's trying to tell. It doesn't matter what the person is thinking about, be that fear or what others might think of him, or if he tries to remember something. If that which the person is trying to say isn't in his mind, he'll always be stuttering. Of course, all the person has to do is to stop trying to do the impossible, form the idea and, keeping it in his mind, flesh it out in words. It's important to speak successively and resist the temptation to repeat syllables or even words, which you have already pronounced. Your goal is to train yourself to live here and now, and to pronounce successively syllable after syllable, word after word. Also, people who have stupor often tend to speak as fast as possible. I used to do that too, and, of course, had to suffer the consequences of my mistake. Perhaps you already realize that in this situation the person starts to stutter because he hasn't properly formed a new idea yet, but he tries to say it nonetheless. A self-discipline is required here, to learn to speak with natural speed. Here's how I trained myself to restructure my thinking process. On one of Roman Snezhko's photos I saw him meditating. I was skeptical about meditation back then, but still decided to try it and see what would happen. What did I have to lose anyway by trying? Now I consider meditation to be, if not the only, but at least one of the main means of getting rid of psychological habits and problems. Of course, meditation can also be used in order to learn to see auras and etheric field, astral projection, telekinesis, etc. I don't want to confuse people who know little about meditation, but some of meditational practices are actually concentration, such as concentration on one's breathing, or on surrounding sounds. In the first case, you note in your mind inhaling and exhaling, and some people note and pause after the exhalation. In the second case, you try to pay attention to each sound without focusing too much on any of them. You don't analyze the sounds in any way, even if those sounds come from the girl next door having sex, or you hear how someone's discussing you outside. Meditation, as far as I know, is when you reach the state of being here and now, the state of I am. Your mind is relaxed and you don't concentrate on anything. Tao in the book Thiaoouba Prophecy says that if a person wants to elevate himself, he must meditate and then concentrate. I think you have understood that meditation and concentration help people learn self-discipline. They help us learn how to control and use our own bodies and mind. Please share this video with people who stammer or with their relatives or friends. If they are not stubborn and will learn from the acquired knowledge, they will be able to normalize their speech very quickly, maybe in the matter of hours. Thank you for watching.